Hello and welcome on Stocks Advisor channel. Here at our channel we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. In today's episode we will talk about Clover Health Investments traded at Nasdaq, ticker name CLOV. Well, CLOV did show very interesting candle. It's a relative, let's say, body candle with very small downward shadow here you can see, and also some upward shadow, and this is after having like almost a doji with incredibly high upwards and downward shadow. So overall, it's a very interesting move, especially in the declining trend, and for a company with 5.23 billions market capitalization, of course, this is enormous. And if you look at the volume traded here, you see it's really high. It's much higher than we saw in previous trades. So actually, traders are not allowing to price to go lower. They're just buying up, and you can see that the level at which we started very strong rebounds is actually also historically was seen many times earlier as a resist line. Now it works as a support line, so very strong support line, and in that sense we can see some, let's say, action starting to play around this line. Let's call it S1. So with this, actually, it's very interesting now to look how we can trade, what next could be done, especially looking at the previous wave that started in November, the major wave, beginning of November, but more closely it started to, let's say, be more visible by end of November with two waves, and then in December we started the second wave, and the third wave started in 15th of December. We see very fast upwards move from almost 1050 to the level of 1725. Then we see volatility, and volatility increases. Then we see kind of cap and almost like a handle formation, but the price dropped by beginning of February. So now the question is what next? And to understand this, let's do a quick further analysis. So as always, we have here three moving averages depicted at our daily charts. These are three colorful line, being moving average 20, 50, 200 we do not have here because still not enough time to form that one, so we will remove it. And if you look now at those, you can clearly see that moving average 20 started to, let's say, bend downwards already from mid of January here. And now looks like it's, especially after going that low, we might see so-called delayed magic cross down. When moving average 20 will hit, if you would imaginary continue, the lines would hit moving average 50, it is usually called magic cross down, but if the price action already is quite low, then usually this causes, instead of going further down, as any magic cross down would do, this situation can cause either a deceleration of decline, or in this case, especially taking into account S1 level, this could cause a rebounds play. And just to remind you, a similar situation with some delayed rebounds was seen, for example, by end of October. Similar magic cross down, but the price action was already low, so it decelerated and then starting to go up, although it took almost 1 month. So here we are preparing for similar situation, and of course, it's not an immediate action, but still we might play here nicely. And if you would think of how to enter first time and actually how to play, well, that's the way to do it. So first of all, we can enter between, let's say, the volatility level V1 at 1225. It's here. Let's call it V1, and then all the way to S1. So this way it will be the best first entry here. And if we would draw those, so it would be here our entry, and if you write it in numbers, this would be between 1150 and to 1225. So this would be the very nice first entry opportunity here, and especially given that we have very big shadows, so volatility is very high, you can just immediately start entering at V1 level and then just take the profit. As always at our channel, we advise taking profits from 10 to 15%, and on let's say 10% on slowly moving charts and 15% on fastly moving charts. This is the case of fastly moving charts, so we can hope for 15% here, but then we advise to sell and rather re-enter or look for another opportunities for another stocks, because we post many stocks, usually daily. You can find other opportunities. Also, there are many stocks discussed previously. Those that were discussed up to 5 weeks ago are still fresh, let's say, in the prediction and the analysis, because the situation discussed there could be just about to happen. So if you would enter open the portfolio position, you might make profit there. So with this being said, don't be too greedy. Don't try to become rich from one trade. That's the strategy we follow at our channel. So 10 to 15%. If you rebound from V1 S1 level, then you take it. If we continue, then you take it. If we continue, let's say, dropping further, which won't be that expected, but still might be there, very well, of course, defined the trading channel between 10 to 11.50, where we traded almost half a year, and you just start entering here in an appropriate support level. So the next channel will start between 11 and, so let's throw it, so between 11 and, of course, it's clearly visible here between 11 and 10.50. So that would be another entry opportunity here. So this would be the levels S2, S3. And if you would think of, let's say, how to play here, it would be so between 10.50 and till 11. So that would be the second entry here. And this case, it will be average down position. So you average down here. And of course, next question will be what happens next if it declines. But the second average down usually not based on any, let's say, real technical decline, but it's more like possibly with negative catalyst. So it will be just below 10, let's call it S4 line. So it's immediate buy below 10, and you can buy here already. This would be something like, let's say 980, 990. So all the way, let's say anything that is below 990 is another buy. So these are the 3 levels to enter. That's how you can play here. Of another parameters that are actually saying that soon we should rebound is RSI, because if you look at RSI, it's nicely declined. Now it's in the middle. So any moment could go back to overbought area as we were there by beginning of the year. Speaking of MACD, also very interesting information. We had a negative wave, very big one. Then it was recovering, and we hoped that the price would also recover here. But instead of going further waves, it dropped down. So we had this flat formation, and now we are forming a new negative wave. So once it starts bottoming and coming back, we should see a major rebounds here. So with this being said, and expecting that major rebounds, how to play here? Well, here it's advised to play with 1-2 strategy. So it's more aggressive, meaning like the funds you would like to play here, you can split in 5. And then you can buy with 1 portion in the first circle. Immediately when we go to the second channel, S2, S3, you buy with 2 portions, so it's the first average down. And then if happens but not expected, if it goes below S4, you again buy with 2 portions, so it will be last average down. So that's the best optimization for profit versus loss, and this is the graphical, so this is the numerical representation, and if you would like, of course, to have a graphical one, then you just can look here. These are the entry levels depicted with dark circles. So that's the best way to play with CLOV. Again, often people also ask us, what happens if we don't go that low, if there is no opportunity to enter in the first time, in the first circle? Well, then you just skip. That just means that we were too safe maybe in our predictions. Well, the most thing you lose is just 5 minutes to watch the video, but for the rest, there is no loss. And that's exactly how we plan our strategies at our channel, trading strategies. So you don't take losses, you play very safe, and it's better to lose opportunity to buy rather than to lose money. So that's the strategy, and we usually try to give it very, very safe approach, very, very safe trade, and also give up with the target, let's say, to 10 to 15%. And believe me, if you make 10% a month, it's more than 2 times a year because it multiplies exponentially. It's a very strong, let's say, strategy to trade. If you can reach it, actually, you are just standing in the queue to become a millionaire. So with this being said, good luck with CLOV. That's all for it. Very nice talk, though, to watch. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you didn't do so already. And by the way, we can stay attached, let's say, connected in different various social medias like Facebook, Instagram. You can also check our free mobile application named Stocks Advisor. at Google Play Store. Please check those. Let's stay connected. This way you will not miss our new videos and new interesting discussions for US-based stocks.